Hey, I am 15 years old and found out I was trans around the time I was 12 or 13. I'm currently pretty, but I have came out to my parents and I'm currently at the state of having a binder and men's underwear. So around when I was 11 or 12, I've stumbled across online apps and websites that allowed you to talk to different people and have fun. Apps such as Kik, Geeking, etc. So at first it was my age. At the time I felt like people would think of me differently, so I decided that 18 was the average I've seen and decided to say I was that age. People didn't necessarily suspect I was lying. Places like Geeking and Kik had role-play spots, so I usually just did that. I've always known my ways with grammar and pretty much learned from the actual legal people that role-played and chatted with me, so I've always seemed pretty mature. No one really has came to me and directly told me, I know you're lying to us. No one in these few years. I'd say they're most likely not even bothering to confront me or just doesn't know. But I realized that I was way comfortable with being called a heathen she. I changed my profile photos to guys and everyone would mistake me for one, and I didn't once had a problem with it. People who used to know me as a female, questioned why I had guys as my profile photos, but I'd always say that I just liked it better. That's the only way I could say it really. All I really grasped was just the fact that being considered a male and just overall having this sort of appearance was nice. I even joked about being considered husband instead of wife. It wasn't till a while when I realized what trans was and how I easily realized that I was that, but I still didn't really stop from lying. I've ran into a lot of men that openly was trans, and for some reason I came to the conclusion that I'd be thought of as differently. The main reason why I was scared because one time when I told one person in PM, they made it seem like being a transgender was a bad thing. I made a new account and started off differently, with no one really thinking that I was a female. I gave myself a new name and explored. It was really all heaven. I liked how everyone didn't necessarily think of me as something bad or even something that'll make them reconsider things. I was seen as a cis male. If I were to be honest, the main thing that really kept me going later on was the fact that it all felt so right. I knew that people would probably bring up trans whenever someone asked if I'm a guy or girl, and just not even thinking of my biological gender, I was happier. It was a safe zone really, considering the mere fact that I'm always on my phone anyway, lol. It kind of came to the point where I'll always be happy to leave school just to be considered a male on my phone. I'd randomly cry and feel bad whenever I thought too much of how different I kind of was. I'm kind of crying right now as I type this lol. But it all sucked now that I am actually realizing what I am doing, all the things I am missing out on. I'm kind of trapped in a way. I can't show my face because I don't really pass. My facial features aren't that soft or anything, but if you look at me, you'd just think cute boy. I couldn't talk to anyone. I haven't started hormone therapy, so they'd just hear my crappy female voice, which would obviously give it all away. I'm afraid of showing pictures of anything, even my cat. I just feel like even the littlest reflection could show me. It'll just be obvious. So I'm sorry to all those I've led on, left behind and more. I've now realized that what I'm doing is wrong and childish. I know people will accept me for being trans, and I've overreacted before when one guy wasn't a fan of my realization. I'm planning on starting over, being completely honest about myself. I want to